PJ Glizzy's name started buzzing after a wild situation where he allegedly rode out on a dirt bike and took out an opponent. And from there, the story only got crazier. From beating a serious murder charge at just 16 to later being accused in the death of one of the biggest names in New York drill, his life reads like a movie script. Today, we're breaking down every twist and turn. His brother Shy K is already a known face in the drill scene, but people in the streets were saying PJ had rivals nervous long before he ever touched a mic. Both PJ and Shy K grew up in Cortland, standing behind the OGs and building their names from early on. Word around the neighborhood was that PJ moved a little more reckless than his brother, and that reputation followed him. At only 16 years old, he got arrested on a murder charge and sent to Rikers Island, one of the toughest jails in the country. But here's the shocking part. He wasn't even supposed to be there in the first place. At the time, PJ had a name in the streets, but he allegedly had nothing to do with that homicide case. Authorities believed he was the suspect because the real shooter reportedly had the same name and even wore the same style chain. That mix-up cost PJ weeks behind bars. After spending time on Rikers, investigators realized they had the wrong person, and every charge against him was dropped. Imagine being a teenager locked up for something tied to mistaken identity. That alone could change someone forever. When PJ came home, he didn't just fade back into the background. He filed a lawsuit connected to the wrongful arrest and ended up receiving a payout, which gave him a fresh start. Instead of wasting it, he invested in studio time and jumped into music with his brother Shy K and their close friend B. Dot. They dropped Shooter Get Shot, and the track picked up serious traction online. Streams climbed, views stacked up, and PJ started building momentum in the booth through 2021, turning street attention into rap buzz. Soon after, PJ and Shy K teamed up again with their circle for the track COE, and that's when things took a darker tone. On the record, PJ rapped, "I just might slide on his block with a dirt bike. I'm gonna keep clicking click until he drop. Ops, keep calling my line. We don't front shit." He told him, "Big knockers, bitch, this ain't no block." Those lyrics hit different because they sounded less like entertainment and more like a warning. People replayed that verse over and over, saying it felt too specific to ignore. Only a few months later, rumors exploded that PJ allegedly rode out on a dirt bike and was involved in the death of a rival named Matt Sav. Matt Sav was connected to the 2Wu set, and in earlier days, there reportedly wasn't open tension between that side and the OGs or OY. But alliances shift fast in the drill scene, and small issues can spiral quick. When the news broke, many pointed back to that dirt bike lyric, claiming the line had turned into real-life controversy almost overnight. Tensions didn't stay quiet for long. At one point, 2Wu reportedly eased up on their issues with RPT, and that move didn't sit right with certain older members. Pressure started building behind the scenes. In 2021, authorities later claimed that PJ and a member known as Sugar Hill Mel allegedly rode out targeting Matt Sav. After Matt Sav lost his life, everything spiraled fast. The streets heated up overnight, and retaliation talk spread heavy. After that incident, 2Wu allegedly began reacting wildly, and in the chaos, one of their own affiliates was fatally shot by mistake. That tragedy only made things worse. By 2023, law enforcement came down hard with a major indictment tied to multiple shootings. Prosecutors claimed the group had been involved in several violent acts across different neighborhoods, painting a picture of non-stop retaliation and reckless decisions. According to investigators on January 28th, things escalated in a serious way. Authorities allege that QD Trey, Bud, and Dominic from 2Wu carjacked a vehicle at gunpoint and then drove around looking for rivals. The first stop was Sugar Hill, where they reportedly fired at least 20 shots toward individuals they believed were affiliated with OY. About an hour later, prosecutors say they pulled up near King Towers and fired 11 more shots into the area. It didn't end there. After laying low for a short time, the group allegedly drove toward the Wilson houses and fired shots into a building lobby. That's when the night turned tragic in a different way. Dominic was shot and killed, and authorities believe it happened by friendly fire during the chaos. One reckless chain of events led to another, and the consequences hit close to home. 2Wu has been described as one of the largest crews in that section of the Bronx, but officials claim PJ and Sugar Hill Mel weren't backing down from any tension. Investigators allege PJ was driving a dirt bike while Mel was on the back firing shots, though the exact sequence remains disputed. Police were also preparing to arrest Sugar Hill Mel, but before they could locate him, he died by suicide. Rumors quickly spread that he made that choice after realizing law enforcement was closing in and he could be facing life behind bars. Some sources say PJ was the one who actually pulled the trigger on Matt Sav, though that claim has always been debated. What's clear is that after the situation, the OGs and the OY side weren't moving the same anymore. These were crews that once stood shoulder to shoulder, but loyalty started cracking under pressure. Old alliances turned cold, and respect faded fast in the middle of all that tension. On the track COE Part 2, Shy K didn't hide how things shifted. He rapped, "We used to be cool. Now what's up? Oh, Wise I See got a duck. We almost put a little shh in the trunk. They kept on talking on all of my dads, so I put Nady in the blunt. They kept on acting like they was the one putting on Free Bro. Matt S runs the OGs." Those bars hit heavy because they pointed straight at the fallout. Listeners could hear the bitterness in every line, like old friendships turned into street rivalries overnight. While that drama was brewing, PJ's loudest smoke was with DOA. He stayed mentioning them in tracks, throwing sharp lines that didn't sound random at all. On Muddy, he rapped, when we catches a flocker, it's up Roscoe, my brother, feeding just to up, and how the fuck you went? Cool with the dudes if the flocks don't know what the OS really do." That verse made it clear he wasn't trying to keep things quiet. He was calling people out by affiliation and daring anyone to respond. A big part of that tension centered around someone named Nazy BK. Nazy never officially claimed a crew, but he hung around people tied to the OGs and allegedly moved product with them. PJ reportedly never trusted him like that. Then one night things flipped. Word on the street is PJ set Nazy up and took around $2,000 worth of weed from him. After that move, Nazy allegedly switched sides and started rocking with DOA, which only made the beef louder. PJ kept dissing him in songs and online, almost mocking him for not retaliating after the robbery. At one point, PJ even jumped on IG Live and spoke openly about the situation, basically airing Nazy out in front of everyone. That moment had people saying he was telling on himself without even realizing it. The streets were already watching, and every live session just added more heat to an already explosive situation.
Bro, I robbed you, bro. I'm gonna keep it a buck. I robbed you, gang. You ain't do shit about it. And I'm in a Rolls right now. You still ain't do nothing about it. I'm in the same place that you could catch me every day in the Rolls. Nazy BK, you're a bum. Stop mentioning me, bro.
Shy K didn't stay quiet about any of it either. On the track FFK, he raps, "I'm a greedy nigga, I slime. You have my old standing right behind you. Fuck a blue check. We get the ad and pull up. Like who we going boom. Next, Nazy BK, he got robbed. He ain't do shit." Those lyrics sounded like direct shots, not just random bars for streams. The line about Nazy BK getting robbed and not responding had people replaying the song, connecting it straight back to the real-life tension. Even though PJ never reportedly ran into Nazy in person after that situation, the beef with DOA kept getting louder. Then in 2022, things turned deadly again. Authorities alleged that PJ rode out and was involved in the killing of a rising drill artist known as Se Drilly, also called C-High. C-High had close ties to K-Flock and was starting to gain serious momentum in the scene. His name was buzzing, his music was spreading, and people saw him as next up. But before he could fully break through, he was shot and killed in a situation that shocked the Bronx. What made it even more confusing was the rumors about how it happened. Some claimed C-High was set up by people he trusted. One name that kept coming up in street talk was B-Love. B-Love represented the OGs, but also had connections with DOA even after the two sides stopped seeing eye to eye. People said he was moving in the middle, cool with both camps. According to rumors, B-Love allegedly played a role in lining C-High up, though nothing has been proven in court. The streets ran with the story that a female was used to lure C-High to the location. Another artist, Set the Trend, added more fuel with lyrics on PSA, rapping, "Nigga died in the thigh, got lined up by a bitch like C-High dead, and they still ain't do shit." That bar had listeners believing the setup theory even more. Music and real life were blending together in a way that felt dangerous. Right after C-High's death, Shy K doubled down in his music. On 2 Oppie, he rapped, "When we hop out, niggas better hide. New op died, now we screaming. C-High, I'm smacked, I'm deadly. SETI, go and get back for your bestie. I'm the face of this shit. Don't test me. PJ be bugging, shooting out. The Randy." Those lines were bold, almost daring someone to respond. Eventually, PJ was arrested in connection with the Matt Sav case first. While he was behind bars fighting that charge, prosecutors added another serious charge tied to C-High's death. As of now, the case has not gone to trial. Still, many people believe PJ didn't act alone, and rumors continue to swirl about who may have helped. Se-Hi's father publicly stated that he believes his son was set up by people he knew, which only made the situation feel even more tragic and complicated.
Well, he said, I think that's better if you call her. So I called his mother and told him that she had to go identify her somebody. Work did ever. You know what I'm saying? Work shit ever. I couldn't get a flight in until Monday.
After PJ was charged in connection with Se-Hi's death, the music world reacted fast. Not long after, a track dropped titled "Free PJ Andres Where They At," and the lyrics didn't hold back. The song said, "Brody got the drop. We trying to go spin and go dumb on a flock with the reps trying to catch a baby. I came back and started going crazy and see he just died. Now I'm smoking this pack." Those bars stirred up heavy reactions online, with fans debating whether artists were turning real-life pain into music way too quickly. While PJ was fighting serious charges, Shy K kept things moving for the OGs. For a long stretch, he was seen as one of the most consistent drill rappers coming out of the city. Even when he caught smaller charges here and there, he would come home and jump right back in the booth, running up views like nothing happened. Streams stayed high, his name stayed trending, and people respected how he maintained momentum through all the chaos. But in 2025, everything shifted. Reports revealed that Shy K had been arrested back in 2024 on attempted murder charges tied to a shooting in the Mod Haven area. Prosecutors allege he stood across from rivals and opened fire, leaving 3 people injured. He was charged with 3 counts of attempted murder. Witnesses at the scene claimed the shooting happened suddenly, and many were left confused about what sparked it. The situation painted a much different picture from the confident energy in his music. Shy K was able to post bond after the arrest, and instead of laying low, he leaned into the controversy. He even used news footage from the incident in the video for his track, "Somebody Lying." In the song, he rapped, "They got me fighting the case. When I went home, I went straight to get laid. I'm with the dummy and I smoke him to the face. You can't rob me, bitch. I'm not Nazy. BK." That line once again referenced old beef, keeping the tension alive in public. Getting bailed out looked like a win at first. Fans thought he might focus on music and avoid more trouble. But then headlines dropped again. Shy K was arrested a second time and hit with additional serious charges. Authorities allege he was involved in multiple incidents across the city, including an accusation that he assaulted a man over 65 years old. That allegation shocked a lot of supporters and made the case even heavier. He was sent back to Rikers Island to await further proceedings. Rumors started flying once he was locked up again. Some claimed rivals were trying to make sure he wouldn't even make it to trial. A few months into his detention, reports surfaced that another inmate allegedly attacked him with a sharp object, leaving him injured. Shortly after, his former associate Blockwork went on IG Live and mocked the situation, and Nazy BK also appeared to throw shade online. The internet turned the incident into content within hours. Now Shy K is facing decades behind bars if convicted, and nobody knows how the case will play out. What started as music and street rivalry has turned into courtrooms, indictments, and life-changing consequences. If Shy K takes his case to trial and loses, he's still looking at serious time. But even then, many say he's in a lighter position compared to PJ. The federal authorities stepped in on PJ's situation after he was charged in connection with Se-Hi's death, and that raised the stakes all the way up. When the feds take over a case, it usually means they believe they've built something strong. Some reports even claim PJ could be facing the harshest penalties possible if convicted, which shows how intense this has become. There's also talk that if Sugar Hill Mel was still alive, prosecutors might have focused more of the blame for the Matt Sav case on him. But with Mel gone, PJ is now the main person left answering for those allegations. On top of that, he's battling the Se-Hi case at the same time, which makes everything even heavier. Federal cases don't move fast, and they don't usually come weak. Right now, nobody knows if a plea deal will be offered or if PJ will take his chances in court. He's already been locked up for years fighting these charges, and from the outside looking in, it doesn't seem like either PJ or his brother Shy K will be home anytime soon. If you want updates on this case and more breakdowns like this, make sure you like, subscribe, comment your thoughts, and share this video so we can keep the conversation going.